I've often wondered if there's some ethical issue that all of us, or almost all of us, could agree was either good or bad. Students, when we have class, have a hard time coming up with something, as do I. But I think I have something. I think we could all agree, or most of us could agree, that letting people starve to death, letting people remain hungry, is bad. It's an ethical wrong, if we are able to do something about it. Now, when there's a natural disaster, not something like the COVID-19 now, where people don't have jobs and don't have money to buy food, but a natural disaster where houses are struck down in an earthquake, for instance, or there's a tsunami and everything's washed away. People don't have any food. So then it's good for people to get relief goods, boxes of milk, cans of food. But what's the problem with giving people a box of food or a box of milk like this? The problem with this box is you need clean water to mix with the milk, or else what you drink is going to make you sick. The second problem is the box gets empty. It just doesn't refill itself. And third, you and I have to be willing to keep giving our money to organizations that buy products and ship it to where it's needed. Now that's needed, and it's necessary for some period of time after a natural disaster. We need to help other people, and we can do that in this country because we're wealthy. We can give money to help. But I'm going to give you a way that you can help, and I don't doubt that I'm right about that. So if you went into a grocery store, you bought a pound of potatoes, what would it cost you? Well, if you bought one a little bit bigger than this and wrapped individually in cellophane wrap, it would cost you, an Idaho potato might cost you up to 99 cents a pound. If you bought 2 or 3 medium-sized potatoes that make a pound, you might pay anywhere from 35 to 55 cents for it, for the pound. Or 2 months ago, I went into Walmart, I bought a 10-pound bag of potatoes. It cost me 29.8 cents a pound. $2.98 for the 10-pound bag. 1/6 of the world's people do not have arable land like we do, where you can grow food. It's too rocky. It's too solid hard. It's sand. It's swampy. They don't have the means to grow food. People who live on this land in many, many countries of the world have to rely on animals for meat and for food products. Meat, milk, and eggs. They must. So, in this country, we have choices, though. We don't need to go to extremes to eat anything we want to. Most of us don't. So we could buy potatoes like this and eat for 29.8 cents a pound of potatoes. Or you go to McDonald's and buy 2 large fries. With tax, it's going to cost you about $5.20. So this pound of potatoes, which you could eat for 29.8 cents a pound, now is going to cost you $5.21 a pound. We can make the choice. We have enough money. We have choices. We can make them. Not everybody can. Or if you go into a store and you buy potato chips like this, kettle cooked potato chips. What are you going to pay for a pound of potatoes now? Well, you may well pay easily $7, $8 a pound. $7, $8 a pound. What I'm going to present you with is a dilemma. You can help hungry people who are starving once a year. Once a year, choose to eat potatoes like this. Even if you buy them as Idaho potatoes at 99 cents a pound, you're still saving $4, $5, $6, $7. If you give those dollars to an organization like Heifer International, they will buy chicks for $1 a piece. Chickens lay eggs about 2 out of every 3 days of the year, or they could buy a duck for $1. Ducks lay eggs all but a couple days a year. More than half the chickens still living in South Korea are descendants from chickens given to that country after the Korean War. They reproduce. Animals reproduce. Heifer only gives living animals to people that are pregnant. That first animal must be given away to another family that's hungry. And from then on, it's yours. So, eggs can be eaten or they can become chicks. Flocks of animals can grow. You can help a family eat. You can help a child eat. You might even be able to help a village eat if you only buy a pound of potatoes the way they grow before they're processed. And then exercise the choice that we in the wealthy world can make and give that money to an organization like Heifer International to buy chicks or ducks. And you can save people's lives once a year. Not a big deal. But it is a life-saving deal to the people who get those chicks and ducks. A heifer story. In Laos. Many of the mountain people are montagnards. They live in the mountains, and you can't grow food in the mountains that are covered with trees. So they slash and burn agriculture. They slash the trees down, burn the trunks out, and the ground, which isn't suitable for agriculture, can grow food for several years. So they grow their food for several years. And when the ground gets barren, they move to another area of the forest, chop down the trees, burn the stumps, and grow food for a few years. Now, the Laotian government has told people they are not allowed to practice slash and burn agriculture anymore because it's devastating their ecosystem. So what are those people supposed to do? For their lives and the lives of all their descendants back in time, they practiced slash and burn agriculture. Now they're not allowed to do it. Well, Heifer International started some programs in Laos where they gave people fish and rabbits. Small pens were built and put on top of lakes. Rabbits were put in the pens. They were fed grasses that grew along the shore where there is water and moisture. The poop that rabbits dropped went into the water and was made an algae growth, which the fish, a tilapia, ate. The tilapia fish ate the algae growth caused by the rabbit poop. Now, the people who lived there had low-fat, high-protein rabbit and fish to eat, and they weren't hungry anymore. You just have to use common sense. You have to use common sense. I told you the story of meeting that family in Jordan who sold half the milk from one cow each day. And it took them from a lower class life to a middle class life, being able to have a house, being able to send the kids to school, being able to have enough clothing. Animals are what's important. And I think maybe I also told you that 1 out of every 6 glasses of milk in the world comes from a water buffalo. It's the tractor of people who don't have gasoline, no mechanics, have the kind of mechanism that we do here. They need something to pull their plows. Water buffalo do that. There are lots and lots of water buffalo in the world. Anyway, ethics. Can you give up your French fries or your classic chips once a year, buy a pound of potatoes this way, and give away $5, $6, $7 to Heifer? They will buy chicks with it. Your chicks will save people's lives. It's something we can all do, and I think we can all feel that that's an ethical decision that we can make. Go on to the next video now.